Hi, welcome into Hanging with the Hippos. We're live here every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern with friends old and new. And we're here answering all of your burning reseller questions. We'll be here all night or about an hour and a half, whichever comes first. If you are new here, I'm Star, and I'll introduce myself in a little bit, but I'm going to allow my guests to introduce themselves to you first, if I can speak English.
Okay, I'm assuming I go first.
Yes, you do. You're in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat. I'm Jill with Rusted Truck Relics. I am a part-time reseller. I do have a full-time 9-to-5 job like Kelly. And I do this as the intention is it'll be my retirement plan when I decide to give up that 9-to-5 job. I sell a little bit of everything. I don't know what else you want to know.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the Artful Journey, and I am in Central Texas. Like Jill, I am balancing 2 full-time jobs. I have a day job, what I call my day job, and then I am reselling. I've been reselling for about 23 years, starting on eBay, and currently I'm on 7 platforms, and just always looking to level up and improve as best as I can. Learn from everybody.
All right, in case you follow one of them here and you don't know who I am, I'm Star. This is my channel. I resell on 7 platforms. I built the business with my boyfriend. He left me he didn't leave me. He left the business like 2 years ago to become an accountant, but he still helps around. He didn't like it, and you got to do what makes you happy. So I sell on 7 platforms. I do a lot of social media content on 4 platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Yep. And I'm always all about teaching and the reality of reselling and tough love. I don't blow unicorn glitter farts up anyone's ass. I tell you the truth. And we're going to do the romper room. Valerie's here.
Hello.
Nancy's here. And there's some more people here, but they're being quiet. So if you're in the chat, make sure you tell us hello so we can say hi to you. And if you have any questions about reselling, ask us. You've got a lot of knowledge in this call. And I call that a call. We're so used to doing the Zooms together on this channel, podcast, whatever we are. And go ahead and like, too. Smash that like button. Help feed a hungry hippo. And until some questions come in, I'm going to start asking my questions of my own, and mine are going to be weird. So ask
questions. No, just kidding.
Please ask questions so I don't ask them weird stuff. Here we go. Hi. Oh, Vanessa.
That's Vanessa.
I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I could see if I put these on.
And then that.
Cassie just spent 6 hours at the car dealer. Wow, good for you, Cassie.
Yay.
If you guys watched last week's show, Cassie was a guest last week. And that's one of the perks of working really hard for yourself. You get to get a new car. That's awesome, Cassie. Cassie B. Nanette. Hello, Nanette. Okay. This is the hot button right now. And we are going to get to it tonight. But I don't want to lead with something like that.
With drama.
It's negative. I mean, I have a big for the post office, so we'll start with the unicorn glitter farts, and then we'll work our way into the turds. How about that?
There.
Christopher's here. Hi, Christopher. Welcome in. All right, so we're going to start. I think Kelly may have answered this, but she can answer again and change her answer if she wants. But Jill, you wake up tomorrow and someone has stolen all of your inventory and left you one $100 bill in its place. What are you doing?
$100. I'm driving to Vegas and going to the bins.
Wait, that took a turn. I didn't think the bins.
You thought I was going to go gamble? No, I'm going with the bins. That's the closest bins to me. So that's
okay. Well, that's a caveat right there. If that's actually the closest wins to you,
that's the closest bins to me is Vegas. So I'm only an hour and a half away. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, if I had $100, if I had the same equipment, that I have now, and it was just a matter of getting started again. That is obviously the most cost effective. I happen to love estate sales as well, for what I sell. So I might, try to maximize my money that way. And I have a couple of honey hole places that I can shop out where I can get really good deals. So I think the theory is I would try to get the most for my money to get ramped up again. And I agree with Jill. Bins, estate sales, honey holes.
I would not go to the bins, but only because I have 99-cent days here. And I think 99 cents for a pair of jeans is cheaper than paying by weight at the bins. Yeah, because our bins is like $1. It was $1.19 the last time I went. So, most jeans are a pound or more. So I would just go to 99-cent day, but I would not go to the Goodwill 99. I would go to Salvation Army. We have a really nice one downtown that's like half of the downtown. It's really big, and they have a lot of nice stuff. Or you could always do OnlyFans. That's an option too. Or the other question I always ask on the heels of that, Jill, you wake up tomorrow, you still have your inventory this time, but now reselling is illegal, punishable by life in prison. What are you doing with your shit, and what are you doing to make money?
I'm putting my shit out on the curb and marking it free, and I'm going to keep my 9-to-5 job longer than expected.
Longer than expected.
Longer than intended, I guess, is what I should say. But yeah, I don't know. That's always I've racked my brain all week because I knew you asked that question. I'm like, what do I want to say? I'm not creative enough. But yeah, I would like to say I would start a barter system, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I have the willpower to do that. Or the gumption, maybe,
Yeah.
I like that word, gumption.
Gumption.
So is only reselling illegal?
And anything adjacent. So you're not having a yard sale. You're not going to the
Well,
flea
the reason
market.
why I say that is because I have another element to my own entrepreneurship where I'm making my own products and selling them, but I haven't quite manifested that yet. I'm still working on the back end of that. So if I was unable to resell, then that would sort of get rid of that element, and I would immediately go towards my own manufacturing and retailing of my own product, which is not the same as reselling pre-owned product. But like Jill, I would probably take this warehouse of product that I have and donate it, just give it away to people that, if I could, or go out to the flea market or something and have free days, just to give it away. But that would be my next. And also, I already live in gratitude that I still have my day job because it covers my insurance and makes it so I can have the things that I have,
I change my answer every time. I don't have, unless I could find a job like you guys have sitting at home on the computer. I am incapable of working outside of the home because of my disability. And I think I'm pretty unhireable at this point because I've worked for myself for so long. It's like, don't tell me what I'm going to do what I want. Like, I'm so used to I just don't feel good today. So I'm going to go lay down, but I'll work tonight to make it up. Or I'm going to take 9 days off next week. And just, I don't think I could work for somebody else at this point. One, because of my attitude problem. And two, because I would need so many breaks cut out for me for, my back and stuff. So I guess I'd have to find a job that I could do at home. And I really hate people and I don't want to do customer service. So
I love working from home. The minute I started working from home, it's like, please don't, I don't ever want to go back.
I guess I would, I don't know. I used to write for a living. I'll go back to that. This is Pittsburgh Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly with an I.
Kelly with an I. Hey, we only have a week from Sunday until our thrifting trip with Brian. We're going to have fun. Nanette, my first action, I got a lamp base made from a dried turtle. How come that doesn't compute in my menopause?
Is she answering?
I got a lamp base made from a dried turtle and a bucket made from an armadillo.
My first action?
Or just mean auction, maybe? Her first auction?
Oh, auction. That's probably
Are we drinking? Is that what we're doing?
I think it's auto-correcting her somehow.
I'm just picking on her.
Because she asked the question, the weirdest or grossest thing you have found in your quest to make money.
Oh, she's already answering a question that we
I
haven't
think she's
even
answering
addressed
her own
yet.
question.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we put the questions in the start, and so we'll get to it. We will get to it. The Salvation Army store went out of business. Yeah, ours has 2 colors half off and 1 color 99 cents all week. And then we have
I have
99
one
cents
here in this town. I don't usually go to it. Thrift stores are kind of down the list for me on inventory compared to other things, and I get enough inventory on the top few things that I have.
All right, we're gonna save Nancy's question. Let's do Valerie's. Are you working on anything special during the summer slowdown other than regular listings and normal day-to-day things?
I am doing a complete inventory revamp, moving things around. I have inventory in my house. I have an area in my atrium that I keep inventory in, my clothing inventory. And then I have inventory in my office, and then I have a storage unit for everything else.
Wow.
And I'm kind of moving other stuff to the storage unit, and some of the clothing that got put in the storage unit is coming back. So while we're doing that, we're taking a full count as well. So yeah, that's what I'm doing during the summer.
I'm not far off from that. I physically moved into a new house a month ago yesterday. And so I am taking that time to do a physical inventory before everything goes into its new little inventory room. I'm going through and cleaning up the listings, double checking everything. I've updated shipping. I'm going to have to update it again, which I'm sure we'll talk about. Doing everything with each item and then putting it in. So there's a bottleneck there, but that is taking up my summer, and I'm glad to do it. I think physical inventory is something everybody should do once a year in some capacity, at least just to make sure that the listings are still active. Right. But there's been a lot of items that are not active, so I'm glad I'm doing it, instead of just putting it in the inventory room and assuming it would sell one day. So yeah, and then once I do that, I've got a lot of new inventory that I need to list.
So I do an inventory audit all year round. I have 1 or 2 bins up here a day that I try to go through. I don't always hit 1 bin a day, but I start at the beginning of my A. We have A through Z, and then A1 through A0, B1 through so forth. And so I start at the beginning, and I have Keith bring me a bin every day. If I get through it, he switches them out. And when I get through the clothes, I go through the plush, then I go through the remotes, and then I go through the jewelry, and then I start all over again. It actually probably takes me more like 1.5 years to get through everything. And then I just am doing that all the time. It's not a special thing that I do once a year. It takes me 1.5 years to get through all of my inventory. So I just constantly do it. We just purged our house. Like, we did a huge spring clean. So behind that rack of clothing, I'm hiding, like, there's this big pile on the bed of all the stuff of ours that we're getting rid of. And so when we did that, we also rearranged the garage. I sold off a lot of my plush on Whatnot at the beginning of the year and cleared up some room in there. I kind of feel like I did my little thing in spring. And now I'm just trying to list everything and get everything put away neatly. That's about it. Cassie's going to offload some inventory to church sale. That's nice.
I love church sales.
Mm-hmm. Me too. So, yeah, I mean, I think just because of who I am and the way I work, I'm doing all the special things all the time anyway. Constantly deep cleaning and doing my inventory. It is important, though, if you don't want to do it like I do it, like Kelly said, at least do it once a year. eBay gnomes or whatever they are, goblins, they eat your listings, and things fall into the wrong bin, behind the bins. I mean, things happen. We're human, so it's important to touch it.
I'm guilty of, I don't have a lot of returns, knock on wood, but when something's returned and they're like, we'll relist it for free, I think, okay, but I'm very guilty of not double checking that it actually did get listed. And I think sometimes things that they say are being relisted aren't actually active listings correctly. So, that's something I have to teach myself, that put it aside on the table until you actively check and make sure it's a good listing again before you just assume it got relisted.
Yep. So what I do, Kelly, that my post office is only open from 11 to 3 each day. Welcome to small town living. So we go up there like every 2 or 3 weeks and volume seller. I usually have a little small pile of returns. And I bring them home and I process them right away. I pull them up in my List Perfectly catalog and redo the title, redo the price if I want right there. And then I unmark it checked so it shows up in my unlisted and then I can just relist it.
Yeah, I need to be doing that.
So whenever I go to the post office, I know that's my project. As soon as I get in this house with those packages, that's what I'm doing. We have another question. We have a lot of questions, actually. I don't know why. Why did I save this? I think I just wanted to acknowledge that Nancy said something. Sometimes I star things, and I don't know. I do this for a living. Can you tell? What are these vintage TikTok rumors you speak of?
Yeah, so I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, and in case you didn't know, I have a TikTok addiction. I'm on there a lot.
Spill the beans.
Spill the tea. I want to know what these TikTok rumors are. Okay, the weirdest or grossest thing you have found in your quest to make money.
I got a jewelry box that had teeth.
Oh.
And lots of them. And it was disgusting. I actually threw the whole thing away.
Was it a serial killer's trophy box or?
No, I think it was like a grandma who'd like saved all the kids' teeth type thing. You know, because it was baby teeth, you could tell. But it was gross. It was like, yuck. Yeah.
I'm pretty blessed. I don't have anything that tends to make me like, you know, I do go to estate sales and sometimes you can get pretty into someone's life, but most of the time the estate sale people are fairly good at removing that stuff before it's presented. I would say at the bins though, occasionally, I mean, there have been liquids, there have been, I'm just going to leave it at that. They don't pay attention to what goes in those bins sometimes. And sometimes I've had to kind of like, okay, I need to go clean myself before I can touch anything again. Because, yeah. The bins is not for the faint of heart.
No.
You're muted.
We can't hear you, dear.
Oh, well, I was saying a whole bunch of shit. I muted myself because I was coughing. I said Susan and Chrissy and Becky have joined us. Welcome in.
So.
And then I said, Nancy. I'm considering. Here I go to cough again. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Allergies. My dad's dentures. I'm sure he wouldn't care, but my did. Listen, I don't think people should be selling teeth. Your dad might not care, honey, but I would.
It might make a good Halloween prop or something, I guess.
Well, and I'm picturing like the Buffy episode where somebody's wearing those teeth and starts saying things that aren't theirs. You know?
See, people put baby teeth.
Apparently, it's out of my hands. Everybody's doing it. Y'all do what you want. I'm not buying your teeth, though.
No.
I'm not. I used to have to take them out and put them in for the people that I used to care for.
Mm-hmm.
That part of my life is over with. I'm not doing nothing with teeth no more. All right, Cassie is telling us the TikTok rumors on Vinted are that they're claiming people are human trafficking. Wow.
What?
I heard that about Wayfair.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole you need to go down.
Oh, man.
No, I don't think I want to go down. I've already like lost so much of my humanity this year and the things that I've had to learn about people.
But yeah, I've heard about this.
I'm trying to protect what little humanity and heart I have left.
I've heard about like, yeah, and not on Vinted, but like Wayfair and IKEA.
So we need to go check out Plush on Vinted, huh?
I have some plush links listed on Vinted, and I promise you guys, it's just
You're not trafficking? Okay.
I'm not. I promise. The only thing I'm trafficking is love of a stuffed animal. Let's go back to the comments real quick. Yeah, X-rays are nice Halloween props. I got a whole set of teeth molds listed.
Molds.
Valerie said it too. It's Wayfair all over again. There's enough real stories of outrage in the world about.
Yeah.
And Michelle is here. Welcome in, Michelle. Thanks for coming. Okay, I think we're going to have to, there's no more other questions waiting for us, so we have to address the big fat elephant that's in everybody's room right now.
Well, there's it's not an elephant, it's an octopus because there's tentacles.
So
there, depending on what platform you're talking about, it seems like they're all having shipping and postage issues right now.
So I tested it today because when you pull up the rate charts, the over 3 pound stuff is not cheaper. But I've witnessed people buying cheap postage. But today when I went and I had something that was 1 pound, 2 ounces going to Texas, so not that far from me, it was the same price at 2 pounds or 3 pounds. I couldn't get it to go cheap. It just kept getting more expensive.
Isn't it 2.1 to 3 pounds? Isn't that the window where
I tried 2, I tried 2.1, I tried 3, and it increased, incrementally, just like it would normally. So I don't think it's across the board that it's doing it. That's what's weird.
Yeah, it's just like a roller coaster of.
Hi, Billy.
I don't know, but let's address the other thing too. They have proposed very clearly. Let me very clearly state that it's only been proposed, and then I will follow that up with what Keith said. If it's been proposed, it's going to happen. If they propose it, it's going to happen. But it's not a for sure thing yet. But as of July 14th, I think anything under a pound is all going to be $6.94. So your 1 ounce costume jewelry, your 2 ounce remote, your 4 ounce comic book are all going to be $6.94, which I don't think buyers are going to go for. But on the same hand, your jeans that used to be $9.99 that were fit 14.9 ounces are now going to go down to $6.94.
Yep.
So I think it's got a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in it. It's a lot like Poshmark shipping, I think. It's just one rate. But it's only up to 1 pound, not 5. So that all said, let's see what Jill has to say.
So I'm going to do just like I did when they raised the 8%. I'm just going to hold out and see what happens. I have flat rate shipping up to 8 ounces, and then a separate rate. So I do $5.99 for up to 8 ounces, and then I do 8 to a pound at $7.99. So I will probably just move all of the 8 ounces to the pound, and then just go with it. I don't know. I'm one, they talked about maybe doing a flat eBay, doing something like Poshmark that they're doing in the UK. I wouldn't mind that personally. I think where it hurts and where I'm going to struggle is like you, Star, with is jewelry. Jewelry is we're going to have people bundle stuff more, and eBay doesn't bundle well. So I don't know. I'm back and forth with it. I think a lot about it, but like I said, I just will get rid of that 8 ounce package in my flat rate and move it and play it by ear. See what happens. Hope it doesn't.
This is kind of why I mentioned that it's not just an elephant. It's like tentacles, because there's so many what ifs. We are all discussing this based on a store concept of sometimes thousands of products. I personally have 12 shipping policies. So when I'm thinking about shipping, I'm thinking about how it affects me as a whole. Whereas a buyer is going into a platform buying one item that they might be spending $8 on, and they're going to see $6.99, $7.99 shipping, and they're going to go, they don't necessarily think about the process or the concept or how it's going to affect all shipping. They just look at that one item. So if they go across and they see, 100 different sellers have that same shipping price, then they're going to buy into it. But if it's just me offering, you guys sell a lot of jewelry. I personally sell a lot of ephemera, which weighs like 3 ounces or 2 ounces, but it's not a category that gets a shipping envelope. So I have to, and I need a tracking number. So I have to spend $5, $6 for a tiny little flat envelope that weighs 3 ounces. That's definitely a turnoff for a lot of people. It's a frustration. It's very much a frustration. So I am also of the mindset that if eBay just went to the straight where they take over all the shipping like they're doing in Europe, that would take care of a lot for, I think, a lot of sellers like me, because then it would be between the buyer and eBay and not necessarily on us having to defend our shipping policies. So it's all in flux right now, and I'm hoping that it's not settling. And then the other element to that was just mentioned is the whatnot thing, doing away with flat rate boxes.
Yeah, we'll address that.
That all of this is occurring. That's what I mentioned, is like every platform is dealing with their issues.
Yeah, I want to talk about whatnot as a whole separate thing though. So to be fair, you know what? I just looked up what I have my shipping set to. I do flat rate on my business policies, and I have 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 16. Jeans is its own thing, and then anything else over a pound is its own thing. With the latest 8% hikes, do you guys realize that my 1 to 4 ounce is already set at $6.24?
Yeah.
So how big of a jump is it really to $6.94?
Not that much.
It's 70 cents. I mean, buyers only look at the front number sometimes. Like if you have something for $19.99 versus something for $20, they think they're getting it for $19. You know, that psychology where they only look at the front number. So now that I'm looking at this and thinking $6.24, $6.94, if they're only looking at the 6, it really might not affect my jewelry sales after all.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm already at $6.24. I started at $4.99  3 years ago for 1 to 4 ounce. I actually have my old chart, and I just update it every time I upgrade it, and you can see all the increases. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might not affect me now that I realize I'm already at $6.24. And then, like Valerie said, it's going to be great for heavy winter jackets, plus size jeans, the shoes, anything like that. So
I think it becomes an emotional thing when shipping is more than the item. You know, if you have an item that is $6 and the shipping is $7, if there's a turnoff with that factor. If you have an item that's $27.99 and the shipping is $7, people are already bought into going to pay $30 for something with tax and shipping. That extra dollar isn't going to change it for them. But if something is, you know, like a book, I sell hundreds and hundreds of books. And if a book is $6.99, well, now granted, books are media mail. I'm not going to dispute that. But let's just say you have a book or something to the effect that where it's $6.99 and you were paying $4 in shipping. Now you're paying $6.99 in shipping too. It's an issue, and I've seen sales go down because of it. So
yeah, so we may all have to rethink what our lowest price is going to be that we're going to list.
Absolutely. But I also think that this is still flux. I think eBay is thinking things. I think Poshmark is doing. I think the platforms have to have a response to this, and I feel like it's not done changing.
Oh, it's never going to be done changing. We can come back here in 40 years and be like, remember when? All right, let's address the whatnot.
Come back in 6 months and do that.
Are you kidding me? You can come back in 2 weeks. Jill, do you still on whatnot?
I do not, but I can speak to it as a buyer.
Okay.
As a buyer, it sucks because I buy a lot from people knowing that I'm going to pay $9.21 for shipping, and I won't do that anymore. Probably, depending what it does. I don't know enough of the back end of what you guys do and what it's going to do for sure. But yeah, I've took advantage of that flat rate a lot.
As a seller, it sucks because we were able to get sales we wouldn't have normally because you get that buyer to buy in knowing they already have a box.
I'm going to fill the box.
Committed to $9.21. So what can they do to fill it? And that has been really beneficial for small sellers like me. And so it's going to be tough. But they're also moving to ground advantage, which may be a helpful thing too, because if if we can remarket it where, your entire box is only going to be $9, but it's not a ground advantage bigger box, and I show you the bigger box, then maybe there'll still be that emotional buy-in for the auction. You're just not going to get, how many people really cared that it was priority? They didn't need it faster. They cared that it was a flat rate. So if you can come up with a flat rate shipping policy for yourself on ground advantage, then you can still keep your buyers. But this literally just came out, I think, yesterday. So it'll be interesting. And Whatnot has been taking a huge loss on these overages.
Yes.
So they were going to end up doing something at some point. And there's so many Whatnot sellers that weren't doing shipping policies correctly. So I think something like this was bound to shift, but it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that as well.
Yeah, so I can speak on both sides. Whatnot has recently become one of my favorite places to source.
Yeah,
because I don't like leaving the house, and I can be in my jammies and sitting down in the living room next to Keith, watching him play a video game while I'm shopping, you know. And I love, like, my favorite was Susie's, my friend that I get all the swimsuits from. You could get 3 of her 10 for 10 auctions in one flat rate box. So I would get 30 swimsuits for $30 and only $9.91 to ship it. That was a huge deal to me. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like Jill, I may have to shop on there less, which is sad because it's my new. I love to go on there and shop. You can get so much shit.
But if Susie can get a Ground Advantage, Uline box, and it still have it be $9, you could probably still get the same.
Yeah,
deal.
probably.
It just has to rework the shipping policy. Same with us, all of us. But you just can't use flat rate boxes. You can still use priority, but there's no need for priority. I don't think anybody cared that you got them in 2 days or 3 days.
No, Ground is so much.
I don't even get priority in 3 days where I live. Speed is not a factor, but insurance is. If your value is over $100, priority is a nice thing to have option for. But I don't think people care about getting 30 swimsuits in 2 days versus 7 days, right? You just wanted that deal.
Yeah, it didn't matter when they came.
Yeah,
when
so
they came, I had to
and get
deal
a
with it.
Advantage box, then that still works.
So, and then as a seller, I don't care. I really don't care as a seller. I'll figure something out. I'm not doing live shows right now anyway. I'm only selling on the marketplace, like the static listings. And most of those people are just buying one-offs that I've already put the correct 7 ounces or 12 ounces in for.
Yeah.
And those are usually priority too, though, right? Or are they Ground?
I do both, and I do a lot of media mail because I do sell a lot of books and DVDs and CDs on Whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. So Susan says she's interested. I would tell you to hold on a minute. If you're interested in learning about the Whatnot shipping, don't go learn everything there is to learn right now because they're about to put a pin in it because they're about to undertake a whole lot of changes and we don't know how it's going to shake out. But Kelly's right. They were taking a lot of hits. They were actually doing something that eBay would never ever do for its sellers. And they were telling people, if you messed up on your shipping, we'll pay the difference for X amount of time. And I think that hit them too hard. And they were like, whoa, this is too much money. We got to nip this in the bud somehow. But I would wait like a month, see how everything shakes out. Because I don't know. I feel like every platform right now is doing something like Kelly's Octopus, and not anagram or whatever. Not anagram. That is not the correct word, but
Octopus works because of the tentacles. And Susan, if you have YouTube, well, clearly you do. Pay attention to some of the YouTube resellers. There are people that are posting videos that are tutorial based on Whatnot. They will definitely have updated Whatnot shipping tutorials. So that's how I learn a lot of it. And Whatnot also has a community section where you can get tutorials live on the channel.
I'm putting your ladies in.
Oh, thank you so much.
Got your link trees in.
Thank you.
So let's talk about what your favorite thing is to sell.
One of my favorites to sell, honestly, well, I like listing jewelry because it's fun. I enjoy jewelry. But one of my easiest, and so probably my favorite, is postcards because they're quick. I get way more than a lot of postcard sellers do because I list them and, they don't take up much space, so I can let them sit. And they're so simple. I mean, I scan them, 2 photos, and I'm done. They're easy. And that honestly is what has kept me going this last few months that sales have been so slow.
My favorite items versus I have like favorite items to list and sell. And then I also have my favorite, like functionally as a reseller, inventory to sell. And my favorite inventory to sell is books and DVDs because they're so easy to photograph, so easy to list, so easy to ship and store. That's the easiest. I would love to be a bookseller because it's just such an easy way to go. But they're also boring in terms of a passion for me. I started my business 23 years ago selling collectibles, specifically more random wonky collectibles that people are trying to buy to add to their collections. And those are still my favorite. And when I go to places and I see that random rare Briar horse, like the little girl in me is like, oh, someone's going to be having been looking for that horse for 20 years and I'm going to sell it to them. And, or just these random one-off collectible things. I still have a passion for it and I love it. And, sometimes I have to talk myself into like, well, is it okay to ship that teapot, but I love the random collectibles. I just love being able to hook the buyers up with that because I know they've been looking for it.
I have to think. I mean, I still love plush, but I'm getting out of plush. So
you keep saying you're getting out of plush. And then
it's just like The Godfather. Just when I think I'm getting back out, they pull me back in. I just got 2 more bags of plush I put in the garage.
I want to create a collage video of Stars saying, I'm out of plush. I don't want plush. I don't plush. Meanwhile, she's like selling plush like crazy. I just bought another plush. I just bought more plush. Look what's more plush.
You want a bag of plush? Yeah. They're so cute and they're so fun, but they're long. They're longer than long tail. They're like infinity tail. They're infinity tail. Yeah, Nancy. Then
she buys more. Yeah, Nancy.
I have to go with probably jewelry is because it's easy and surprisingly, even costume jewelry sells for a lot more money than most people realize. I personally do not want to be bothered with the testing of the gems and the acid test on the metal. I don't want to fiddle fart with any of that. There's a reason why I don't sell designer handbags and designer clothing either.
Yeah.
I don't want to fart around with any luxury stuff. I just want to say, here's your Walmart top, here's your costume jewelry. Yeah. Here's your Walmart jeans, here's your costume jewelry. So that's just me personally. I don't want to get into that realm. Some people do really well with it, Valerie. So I say all this to say, I buy from someone on Etsy, wholesale, Whistle Pig Market. And I'm pretty confident when she says it's all costume that it is because she sorts her jewelry. So I don't have to test it or anything. I don't want to. But it surprisingly sells for a lot of money. It's fast. It's easy. I don't comp it anymore. So I guess as far as being a seller, I guess that's the best thing I sell. But what do I like? I do a lot of clothing and I think I don't like it. I don't think I like measuring and standing up and sitting down and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I like to just sit like this at a table with a box of jewelry and just go for a couple hours while I watch a movie. Yeah, so it's got to be jewelry. I've been leaning into scarves. I've been liking scarves a lot and bras.
Oh, I didn't know you were kind of going into that.
Yeah, scarves. Scarves. It's not like I have a ton of bunch. I got a bunch from Lori in the bulk buy, and I've been getting them at the church sale. It's just dabbling. But that's how I started with jewelry. Remember, Jill? I bought the 1 pound box.
Yep.
I love scarves too in terms of the artwork of them. Not necessarily like looking for functional scarves, but I love the beautiful artistic.
Throw my name out on the street. Yes, Valerie. Yeah, I do like the scarves, and so it's just like something I've been doing. But like I was saying, a couple years ago, Jill was present at the listening party when they were all. You and Dawn talked me into it. Just buy a 1 pound box of jewelry just to see how you feel.
Jill, it's your fault.
Here we are now. I have more jewelry listed than any other category. So you never know what happens when you dip your toes in, right?
Well, I like jewelry for the same reason you do is because I can sit and do it. Because I have issues where I can't. clothing, I can do 4 or 5 things. Then I got to take a break. I can stand up and do 4 or 5 things. So I like that's why I like postcards too. But the jewelry.
Let me tell you how much I've not regretted, but I questioned being a bookseller during this move because, about 600 books that I had to physically move. It's exhausting.
I questioned being a book collector when I came back from Florida. I'm like, man, I moved to Florida and back from Florida in a year and a half, and I brought all my books with me. And Keith was like, you got to downsize. And I'm like, these are first edition Stephen King hardcovers. I'm going to leave you behind before I leave these books behind. But yeah, the books were a lot. And the movers we hired were like, your boxes are heavy. They're books.
Yeah.
The plushie tweet. I haven't fallen. I'm still here. I still have plush and jeans. I'm just doing other things too. And being more well-rounded. But yeah, I love to just sit and do stuff like Jill said, because of my back. And I say I hate clothes, but I'll never not sell them.
Well, no, because sometimes, everybody needs clothes, so it's a good bread and butter thing to have. That
everybody needs them. It's illegal to be naked.
Yep.
And you can find them by the bales for very cheap. You can always find clothing very, very cheap.
It's nice to give them another life cycle,
Exactly.
Keep them out of the landfill. And
yeah, it is.
My 9-to-5 job is I work for the trash company, so I'm well aware of the amount of waste in our economy, and it sickens me that what gets thrown away that could be sold or reused or something. But yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like people, I'm not going to say the younger ones, but like younger generations, I feel like they're so open to thrifted clothes now too. I think it's definitely, not that I want to see businesses go under, but in our heyday, our 20s or 30s or whatever, going to the mall was just second nature. And now I feel like people would shop on platforms and they get second hand and they go to thrift stores. And I love that. I love that people are completely, they don't even question the idea of wearing something secondhand. I think that's great.
Yeah, I feel like it used to be a stigma if you had to shop at the thrift store and wore secondhand clothing.
I know. And now it's like, well, do I go someplace like, a department store and buy something for $39.99 for next to nothing brand? Or can I go into a thrift store and get a designer brand for $9.99? Just
to get a whole week's worth of clothes.
I'm kind of happy with getting the really nice, high quality designer clothes at less than going to, I'm going to say like Kohl's or Penny's or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
So where do you like to source?
So I unfortunately live in a community that sourcing is awful. We have one Desert Industries and a couple of mom and pop shops that just really don't have. I don't know. I know that the women here or people here don't wear just Walmart clothes, but that's about all I can find. And which I like selling Walmart clothes, don't get me wrong, but our thrift stores price them at, $7 to $10 for Walmart shirts or that. So it's just not whatnot. I mean, everything I've bought from you guys, pretty much that's what I bought it for. So, I source on there. I source, I have some saved searches on eBay for postcards and jewelry lots so that when lots come up. So I, wherever I can get stuff. I do consignment as well. So I do get a lot of my inventory that way, which is nice. I have a couple of really good consignment clients that bring me a lot of Department 56 and Jim Shore and all that stuff.
I love Jim Shore stuff.
That's so great. I love Department 56.
Yes, that's been fun. And then I had another friend that brought me, her mom passed away and she brought me almost everything left in her house. So I've got quite a lot out there to list, but yeah, I don't like to go to the stores anymore. takes too much time. I'm like Star. I want it to come to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Although I have started to like thrifting because I go with my eBay seller circle group. And apparently when you go with other people, it's fun.
It's fun. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Kelly?
Sourcing is the favorite part of my job in terms of I love sourcing. I love looking at it. I love the hunt. I love the treasure. I love looking at the margins. I'm less concerned with sell-through rate, so I don't stress about that. I do look at margins. But I love going to estate sales, and they're very prevalent where I live. I love going to church sales, which is not prevalent, but that makes me happy too. I also get a lot of inventory from library book sales, DVDs and CDs, and obviously books. And then I have a couple of charity shops that I go to that I like to support. They have days that are like a $10 bag sale. There's one place I go to that's $10 a bag for clothing, and it's a garbage bag. So, you're getting easily 25, 30 items for $10. So again, my margins are great. But I really have pulled back on a lot of sourcing because I am over inventoried, and I am working, as I said, focusing on my physical inventory of current items. So I'm trying not to source more than I really should, but I just enjoy it. Like it's something that I would rather spend 40, 50 bucks sourcing as going out and doing stuff. I get to spend time with my mom. I take her with me, versus maybe spending 50 bucks going to like dinner and a movie. I would rather go out sourcing and then get my money back at the end of the day. So, I'm for living in a smaller town. I'm not missing the opportunities here. It's quite nice.
I go with my friends and I have fun, but my favorite way to buy is online. I love to buy out other resellers.
Oh, Whatnot too. Yeah, Whatnot.
I love to buy out other resellers. And a lot of people know me, so they'll reach out to me. I'm getting out of clothes. I'm getting out of plush. And there we go. I got more plush again. The only thing I always tell everyone is remember that I can get stuff for $1 around here. So if I'm going to buy you out, I really don't want to pay more than $2 an item, $3 if they're really, really good, because then I'm paying shipping too. And that's a lot to ask of someone that can go and get everything for $1, But I do like to buy other sellers out. And it's not because they're going out of business or I'm some kind of like vulture. It's usually they're pivoting into a new category and they have what I like. I like Whatnot. I like Goodwill Blue Box. I like Thread Up, the denim rescue boxes.
Did you say denim rescue box?
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten that before.
Oh, girl. I've been opening them on my YouTube channel for 9 years, and knock on wood, they've never failed me. Never failed me. Everyone says, though, oh, Star, they know you open them on YouTube, and that's why you get the best boxes. I'll get like all made well, and I get good stuff. I have 2 sitting in the garage that I found when we cleaned the garage out. I don't know how long they were in there. But I do like the Thread Up denim boxes, and they seem to be sold out all the time. But the Goodwill Blue Box is a jeans box, too. It's only worth it if it's half off, guys. I like to go online and do stuff.
I agree.
I really, really like Whatnot. So please do something nice with the shipping.
Yeah.
Because there are people on there who are completely happy flipping their stuff for $1 or $2 because they buy it in such bulk.
Yeah.
They win, they get their quick nickel, and then we can go get our slow dime, right? Kurt and Lori! Let me just take a minute to congratulate my friends here.
Yes.
Their house sold as of yesterday, finalized, and they will be leaving for their new home. They already have a new home in Tennessee. They'll be leaving California soon.
So happy for them.
Yeah. So happy for you guys. So yeah, that's what I like to do. From my house in my pajamas, maybe with a drink in my hand, and then I can make really bad decisions and buy more than I should. Drinking quick. Chrissy says, congrats. You're so kind. So you guys have to put some questions in there because my creativity is not doing so good the day before I'm taking 9 days off. My brain is already thinking about Saturday. Oh, it's my first day off. What am I going to do?
Hi.
Hi, Cassie. What'd you say, Jill?
I said you have short timers already.
I do. I do. I'm going to get a new baby while I'm off, too.
You are?
Yeah, I don't know if you know, Chandler had passed away back in February. And the cage isn't even set up yet because I'm still kind of like, am I ready? But I found an ethical breeder that socializes them and handles them from birth.
Oh, good.
And they're in these open air aquarium type things. So you get to go in and see and talk and pick them based on their personality.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So I think I'm ready for a new hammy. I need something. I got the backyard wildlife, but
yeah,
baby.
Not quite the same.
No, because my chipmunks don't come inside. Adam says he asked a question.
He asked about the 3-pound eBay.
Yeah, he asked about the 3-pound discount.
That we discussed.
Yeah, we had already discussed that because you came in late. Jill says she has yet to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I purposely tried to manipulate things on an order today, and I couldn't get it to be cheap. So, I don't know.
Is it one of those glitches that just some people are seeing? Is it on eBay or Posh or Pirate Ship?
Well, it's July 8th, isn't it?
They say it's both. No, the 3-pound, the everything under a pound going up is July 12th, I think.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But the 3-pound thing has been happening all week to some people. I've seen people show me Samantha with consignment chats showed me on screen how she could manipulate it and it would drop to $6 over 3 pounds. I couldn't get it to do it today. So I don't know if it's certain zones from where you are or I don't know.
Now, was that on eBay or Pirate Ship? Though?
eBay, but it's reported that it's happening both places. Pirate Ship.
I might fiddle part around a little bit tomorrow. I have a surprise, everybody. I have a sale on Mercari to ship tomorrow. So I do those on Pirate Ship, and I'll see if I can trigger it. Maybe I'll even start recording my screen just in case, so I can put it on Instagram.
You do all of your shipping from Mercari on Pirate Ship?
I do free shipping on Mercari to the seller. I build it into the price, and then I buy my label on Pirate Ship.
That's what I should have done because I started taking advantage of their UPS, which I don't want to do because I have to drive into town for that. Yeah. And what I should do is just do free shipping and do it on Pirate Shop.
Do you sell a lot on there?
No.
Yes.
See, I don't either, but I think it's because their shipping's so wonky. So maybe I'll do that.
It was Robert that told me a couple years ago to switch. He's like, you have to do free shipping on Mercari because their shipping is just so ridiculous.
And it is ridiculous.
I mean, my Mercari is by no means popping like my eBay, my Posh, or my Etsy, but it's doing a lot better than what other people seem to report.
Yeah, I think I've had 2 orders all year. But I also just started putting stuff over there again. So
yeah, I just if I want $20 for something, I put it over there for $26. And then I buy my label from Pirate Ship. And then we have our Pirate Ship paid for by one of our credit cards, so we get cash back on something we're already going to buy anyway.
Yeah, that was another reason why I was thinking about going towards I was having this conversation earlier with going more towards Pirate Ship on other things. Usually when I have checked it out, it's been the same to use Pirate Ship, so it was easier for me to stay on the platform. But for Mercari, it's they just keep pushing the higher post office and a much, much lower UPS. But it's not lower for me if I have to get in a car and drive there. And if it's, one package a week or whatever that's going out UPS, then that's not worth it for me. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I keep saying I'm going to dump Mercari, but then I sell on it. So, and it's what, 2-3 clicks to cross.
Yeah, it's exactly. I actually literally had put it the end of 24. I said, I'm done. And then I had the mindset, it's so easy to list. Then I had the mindset of just because it's easy, should you? Mm-hmm. And then I quit it for a couple months. And then I was like, this is stupid. Just because it's easy, yes, you should. Because even if it's only 4 extra sales a week, that's more money.
And
right?
it's like 3 clicks. I mean, it's not hard if you're using a cross poster, you know.
So I did quit it, but I went back because
They pull me back in.
it's like, just because it's easy, should you? Well, in this instance, if it's a possible extra money and it's not really causing you a lot of extra time or grief,
yeah,
then yeah. That's why I'm on 7 platforms. That's why, drum roll please, when I get back from my break, I'm adding 2 more and I'll be on 9.
Wait, what's the second?
Facebook Marketplace, but
Oh,
I'm only doing
you are
shipping.
going to do Marketplace, huh?
Just shipping. I ain't doing no true crime meetup, kill me shit.
No, I did Facebook Marketplace with shipping for several years, and it's really easy to cross post there. But I just it wasn't worth, you know, I mean, so many people inquiring on things and not ever buying them. So
I think I'm gonna pontificate over my break, and I might create a whole new Facebook with my real name and everything, but just to use that one to sell on, so the messages and everything stay there, and then my private personal one with my friends stays separate from my business. I think I might do that.
that's actually a better idea to me.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then the messages won't be coming in ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
My Facebook is on here, and I talk to my friends all day on that.
Yeah, because
So-
it'll ask you every single listing, do you want to share with your contacts? And I'm like, no, I don't want to bombard them with selling things, you know?
Yeah. So if I have a separate Facebook that's
Yeah.
not logged in on my phone, I would only see the messages when I come into the computer each morning to do my shipping.
That's actually a really good idea. I might pontificate that myself.
You might pontificate it as well.
Pontificate.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to add. I'm definitely adding ThreadUp because it seems really easy to do. And I'm definitely going to consider Facebook Marketplace, and then I'll be on 9. But I also technically put stuff on 3 other places every day. I put some on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest.
Yeah. That's more marketing to me rather than cross posting.
It's still, I use LP to do the Instagram.
Yeah.
Actually, I use LP to do it all, like to market, and then yeah. But
Jill,
anyway,
are you on Hip Postcard?
No.
Okay.
did you ask her what now? I was reading.
I was asking Jill if she was on a platform called Hip Postcard, which buys and sells, you know, I was going to say designer. They're not designer, but like vintage and nice postcards. I have an account there, but I've never actually listed, and I would love to meet somebody that actually is selling on that platform.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Basically, if
selling at
LP
these?
doesn't support it, I don't list there.
If what doesn't support it, LP?
LP, yeah. Although I've been looking at ThreadUp. I did go in and play with that. So
Well, you know, you can do a custom marketplace, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some of my consignment stuff run through there, but I don't know. I need to do Facebook.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back on it. I still have the marketplace like account open, but I just haven't, you know, because everything goes inactive after a short amount of time too, and I just stopped reactivating them.
Bonanza? No,
I
canceled it.
canceled it back when we were in Florida, so that would have been like 4 years ago. I stopped selling it. I stopped selling on Grailed and Bonanza around the same time, and that was right before we moved back to Pennsylvania. So Bonanza was cool in the beginning because it just kind of like, if you guys aren't familiar, Bonanza, you would go in and you would click one button and it would sync to your eBay and it would suck all your listings in, and they didn't charge as high a fee, so you could sell things at lower prices, and then you would sell more ideally. And it worked that way for a long time. I'm thinking probably, if I do the math real quick in my head, 5 or 6 years. And then all of a sudden they wanted to start charging higher fees, and they wanted to charge you for listing items, and they started just getting.
Didn't they want to do like store fees? I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like you weren't selling enough for the money they were wanting to, because they were wanting to take money prior to sales, not just fees on sales, but they wanted other like listing fees and things that I just wasn't worth it. So I canceled it.
I don't really know anybody that buys on Bonanza either.
So I ended that, and my grill died. It was doing really, really good in 2017 and 18 when I first started it. And then I don't know what happened. It just kind of petered out. A lot of them do, though. I used to sell on Kitizen. Y'all remember Kitizen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually met, you probably did too, Jill.
Yep.
The two ladies that came to List Perfectly's in-person conference event, whatever, in Phoenix.
Yep.
Those ladies were nice. We got to sit at a table with them.
They sounded so pepped, and it was so good. It was going to be great. And we moved all our stuff over there. I had some on there already, but I moved a lot more over there.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, they down.
Yeah. Like I was kind of like selling some there, but not a lot. I was getting ready to quit because I didn't know what I was doing. And then met with them, and I'm like, oh, no, I know what I'm doing. I came home all excited, and then poop. Hey, stuff sells stuff by the seashore. Say that 3 times fast. Hello, welcome in. Jill, what kind of split do you use for your consignment?
I do 50-50 after fees.
Okay.
Some people do 60-40, but 50-50 works for me. Most of my consigners are friends too, so that, I mean, they're people I know most. So
I've only consigned a couple times and with friends, and yeah, I don't have a contract or anything, so I've never really gotten into it. I like the 60-40 after fees, but yeah, you got to let them know, like, I have to pay taxes on this, and you know, and more often, well, not the few times I've done it, at a certain point, I usually will just buy out the remaining product because I don't want that up in the air for what's a long, you know, what long
so
term.
I have a term. I have terms on mine. So after 6 months, it becomes mine.
Oh, I'll see
now,
that. Like that. Yeah.
There are some exceptions to that. I took in a collection of glassware's long tails.
Yeah.
She's an ex-family member, so that one I didn't, you know, we crossed that out of the contract. But I make everybody, including my brother, sign a contract.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if he wanted
That's
to sign with me, you know, I would, just so they know what to expect.
That's awesome, Kelly. We have a lot of Kellys. Hello.
Well, especially because they're coming to you because they think you're the reseller, so you know, but they don't really have in their head this could take several years to sell all of it.
Yeah.
You know, so I will consign the first couple like big items really quickly, and then after it trickles down, I'll be like, well, let me just offer you this amount for the rest, and then they've been good about that.
Joel, you said after 6 months it becomes yours. Does it just become yours, or do you give them money, buy it out?
It just becomes mine.
I like that idea.
People are willing to do that?
So I negotiate all contracts specifically to that person. So we're talking clothing. They were going to donate it to the DI anyway.
Right.
More than likely. So, you know, clothing, definitely, it just becomes my inventory. Now, there are some things that I will say, I don't want this in my inventory. We're going to try to sell it if not. But I don't even give them the option to come pick it up anymore because people say they're going to come and they don't come. It's a hassle. Now, I've got somebody talking to me right now about a collection of some Harley memorabilia. They're concerned with it becomes mine. I said, you know what? Then we do a term, 6 months. Then you can continue for another 6 month term, and we'll just leave it because some of that stuff's just going to take a while. Yeah. Or you can come get it. But when I negotiate that in a contract, their stuff doesn't get put in my inventory. I keep it in a separate bin. It keeps separate, so I always know where their stuff is. I don't have to go pull it off the shelves. So there's ways around it, but I do negotiate every contract because, like, some people want paid more often than you know others. Some of them just want to leave it and at Christmas time have me send them a check. That's what my one friend's doing. She's just using it as a savings account, you know. So there's so many ways to do consignment. The key is to just have it a contract and have it in writing that you both sign and that you agree to. And you know, I have one lady that I had to remind her what was in the contract. You know, this is what it is, and she's another reseller, so it's kind of a little frustrating, but that's okay.
Well, they're coming to you as a business owner, so they need to continue to respect that you're running your business.
Right. Right. I mean, if I took in high-end stuff, I would probably be less likely to put that in the contract. Obviously, but we're talking, mall brand clothes. It just becomes part of my inventory. I don't give them the option to come get it back. But most things honestly sell. You'll have stragglers, but it's not enough that half the time they don't even remember what's left. So
Do you have to keep track of everything and it's like a spreadsheet for each person?
mm-hmm.
Do you put anything in your listings like in the SKU? This is Jenny's, and
The SKU has their initials. So I have the location, the item number, and then their initials. So
that makes the paperwork part easier.
yeah, because I can just download a CSV from LP and sort it by my SKU and divide it up by who. I can do listings. I can do sales and analytics that way. So I do all my reporting through LP. I don't use any other software.
And if y'all ain't using LP, why not? You can try it for 30% off your first month with code flippinhippos. There's your.
Oh no! Did she freeze or did I freeze?
I think she
It's
froze.
her. Okay.
Looks like she's about to sneeze.
Well, let's see. Do we have any questions?
I was going to say, let's see what the chat looks like while we're waiting for her to come back.
Adam has one.
Hello?
Oh, there she is. There she is.
Yeah, but we're having thunderstorms. I think my internet not for a second.
We were about to scroll up on the chat and see what else was going on.
Well, they're in the star. They're in the star. You don't have to scroll up.
Oh.
You see the starred column? I
Mhm.
starred them.
Yeah.
So how about Depop after eBay purchased it?
I do very little on Depop.
Right?
What, Jill?
I do very little on Depop, so I have some stuff there, but I need to focus more.
I think
is
that's
it-
still processing.
I say, is it even done, the deal?
It's supposed to happen second quarter, which is now, but
Yeah.
my Depop has definitely increased, though. I'm doing much, much better on it.
At least I was smiling when I was frozen because
Yeah.
That's funny.
It looks like you're about to sneeze.
resting bitch face is part of my life. I recorded Flip It, Find It podcast yesterday with my friend Stuart White, and I had never met his friend Wes that he does the podcast with. And when I came in, Wes said, "How you doing? You look exasperated." And I'm like, "Bro, it's just my face. I can't help it. It's just my face. I'm fine. I'm in a great mood." No. But the plumber came and put the hose thing in, so we're on our way. Depop. I don't appreciate that eBay immediately rose the rates and had to be a pig on Depop, just like they're a pig on their own platform. But it's what it is. I mean, it's still less fees than most places, and
Oh, here she goes. Depop has overtaken Mercari for me, that's for sure.
Has it? See, of course, it doesn't take much to take over Mercari for me. So, but I'm not selling. But you know what? I'm not giving him any time. I honestly focus on eBay, Etsy, and now thanks to Valerie, I've been really pushing Poshmark, and it's been working. Thank you, Valerie. I had 3 sales there today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I normally have like 3 a week if I'm lucky. So
She's in the chat. She'll take her commission.
yeah, exactly.
just throwing her name out there in the street.
Check
I'm going to
out.
probably pop out and back in for a second. I'm going to switch to the
You're good.
hotspot on my phone because my internet's being a turd.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't on List Perfectly, that's one of the blessings is we have a community of people that learn from each other and teach each other. And that was something that happened this week is one of our friends, Valerie, was like saying, hey, this is some things that you can do to be more successful on this platform. And we're all kind of like implementing that. And we all, reach out and help each other out. So it's great.
Is it productive to periodically quarterly change your eBay promotional percentage higher than 3% to get in front of more people?
That's a dang good question, Lori. When you figure it out, let me know.
Well, I mean, statistically, the higher you go, the more it will get in front of people, but it becomes a matter of deciding whether it's worth it based on what you sell. I have categories I'm not promoting at all because it's very rare that I am competing with people on certain items. And I have other categories I'm promoting at, I think it's 5%, but I'm not changing my percentage. I think Star might speak other than that. Cause don't you change your percentage, Star, on oh, you don't? You stick with it? Okay.
No, I turn it off and turn it back on.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought you made some changes on a regular basis. But
I turn it off every Friday and then restart it, and I do the entire store at 2%.
2%. Okay.
And do you restart it the same day or do you wait?
On Fridays.
Okay.
On Fridays is when I set up all my sales for the week and do my accounting. So I'm like, I'll just do all of that at the same time every Friday.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's Friday stuff. It's Friday stuff.
Friday stuff.
My Friday stuff.
That's actually what me and Keith call it. It's my Friday stuff.
Yeah.
I call it my office hours. I have a checklist that's specifically that kind of stuff, and I call it office hours.
But I don't think I don't think it would behoove you to, I love that word, behoove. It would not behoove you because you're just giving eBay more money, really, realistically. I mean, if you're in a heavily competitive category or oversaturated like me, you want to do at least 2% or you won't be seen at all.
Yeah.
But if you're not, I don't even think you need to do promoted. If you have unique, one-of-a-kind stuff, you're not competing with anybody else.
I'm one of those dummies that I promote everything because I don't have the time to think about it as I'm listing. You know, I think, okay, I just promote everything, but but I also noticed that not a lot of my stuff doesn't come promoted, doesn't sell promoted. So I don't know.
One of the things I've been doing for the non-promoted stuff is going back into the app because there's that line item where they're asking you to go in and promote things. And so if it's an older item that's still sitting there, I'll just go hi, Kristen, I'll go in my app and just scroll and just be like, oh, I'll promote that or I'll promote that. Yeah. And their recommended promotions are like 12, 15%. So I'm going back down to 5 to 8% for something that's been sitting a while.
So
Kristen,
I'm with Jill. I have 6,000 listings. I ain't got time for that. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, I just don't have I like your shutting it off and turning it on though, like jump starting.
I have a whole theory behind that. So if it's a never-ending promotion, I feel like eBay's algorithm just sees you as forever. Yeah. But if you set it to end in a week, it has an end date. So I feel like the algorithm might react the same way. This is why I turn on sales several times a week, because when something's about to end, there's that pressure for a buyer to buy it. So why wouldn't there be pressure for the algorithm to say her promoters are about to end when they push them out as much as I can? That's my theory. I can't prove it, but it makes sense.
It does make sense.
It's the urgency.
It is true when it comes to sale discounts. That's for sure. If something's 40% off for 2 days versus 40% off for the month, you're going to buy it today,
For sure. So I feel like the algorithm, the promoted listings make eBay more money. So I feel like if their algorithm sees that a promoted campaign is about to end, it's going to push those listings out as hard as it can to try to make as much money from you as it can. And I can say that usually Monday through Thursdays, a lot of my sales are not promoted. That is a lie. I meant to say Sunday through Wednesday. Oh. And Thursday going into Friday is when I see most of my sales that are selling are promoted. And then I restart it and it's kind of like there's a lot more as it gets towards when it's going to end. Is what I meant to say. I don't know the days of the week. I learned them in kindergarten and that was back in 1833. So
that's why she has her Friday list because it tells her that it's Friday.
If I didn't have this with me every day, I wouldn't know what the heck is going on. we got a question. Oh boy, this is one of my soapboxes. All right. Thoughts on ending listings when they are getting ready to renew? I'm thinking doing that and modifying listings shows activity to Cassini.
I don't do them when they're getting ready to renew, because there again, it's just more for me to manage. I am ending old listings using LP's stale listing policies and tweaking them and then relisting them. So I do have that process. I do 5 to 10 a day on that, but I don't pay attention to when they're renewing or not.
I'm a big proponent of delisting and relisting to what I call churn the soup, get older stuff, to be pushed up front. I sometimes struggle with my time. Like I said, I have other things on my plate. And to me, new listings are always going to be in favor of delisting and relisting old listings. So if I have to make a choice, I would rather be brand new listings first. But if you have the time, then definitely do delisting and relisting as part of your office hours or whatever we're calling it.
So a few years ago, everybody in the industry said you shouldn't delist, relist. And I said you should. And I got into it with like the eBay podcaster got, like, a lot of people told me I was wrong and I was incorrect. And I just kept doing what I was doing. I mean, there's something to be said if you delist and relist 20 a day and 5 to 10 of those sell immediately on some platform somewhere. And, I tried to say it as nicely as I could back then, but y'all aren't computer people. My boyfriend is. And he understands algorithms and how things can get stale and how Kelly's new listings are always going to give preferential treatment over my thing that's 6 months old or 9 months old. And they used to tell you, if it's stale, it was stale when you listed it. No, it gets stale over time. It's new and bright and shiny. And then other people's new stuff is coming in. And that's how an algorithm works. And I was just, needless to say, let me make my smug face. Years later, everyone agrees. And now everyone thinks you should be delisting, relisting. And I told you so 9 years ago. So suck it.
I call it churning the soup. That's a visual for me. There's a lot of good stuff at the bottom of the pot when the soup is cooking, and you got to push it back up, and so delisting and relisting, or even just tweaking it, especially if you have some sort of a cross-posting service inventory management system where you can go in and tweak and, make sure that everything is new and fresh and updated.
Yeah,
and
things get stale and algorithms see them as stale. And we talked about this in the LP call today with Robin. AI has come a long way, and people's quality of listings are going way up. And so if you're looking at something from 3 years ago and you can run it through AI now, it may make it entirely so much better.
Now they have keywords and, hashtags.
Yes, and we're all getting better. You learn more every day.
Yeah.
So every time you touch an old listing, whether you're running it through AI or your own self, the quality is going to go up. And there's something to be said about things that you touch. Whether it's physically or just, they sell. They do.
That's a good point.
And even if you're just like switching a couple words in the title and switching a couple pictures, rechecking your price, running it through the AI, it really does help, I think.
Well, I wanted to speak to Lori's comment about Etsy. Can't delist, relist on Etsy. It's too expensive.
So don't delist.
I agree, but I also don't think you need to on Etsy. And the reason being is that there's two different ways to shop. On eBay, they come in and they search, red polo shirt. They're looking for that red polo shirt. And they look at all the different sellers who have red polo shirts. Etsy shoppers generally will come in and search for that red polo shirt, but they're going to pick one and then they're going to go into my store. They're going to go in, they're going to look at all my other items, because Etsy people shoppers are often following, like they're looking for planner stickers and they really like the way this lady cuts her planner stickers. So they stay within a shop. And so I don't think it's quite as critical on Etsy. to have fresh listings as it is on the others. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I would
That's
like
my
to add, if you're not using List Perfectly, are you really a reseller? Because you can update it.
Correct.
You can refresh it and you can update it without ending it and paying that 20 cents.
Yeah.
So while it's not as important, if you're using List Perfectly, you just hit update and it's a fresh listing. So if you did change, let's say you ran it through AI and changed things in the title and changed your pictures for Posh and eBay, you might as well update it over on Etsy and give it a new face, but you're not paying for it. So that's one of the things I really like about LP. You can make a choice on that back end to delist, relist, or to just update. And I will be having a video coming out about this over my vacation. So look forward to it. I do think it's really important, though. Like, I want to reiterate that. I fought for it when nobody else believed in it. And I did give in a little bit for like a 6-month period when we knew we were leaving Florida and coming back here. And I was going to a lot of events and busy anyway. I said, let me stop for 6 months. Y'all, my sales tanked on all my platforms. Keith was still listing actively new listings every day. But when I stopped doing the delist, relist, it tanked. And there's one other thing to be said about it. Real quick. If you're busy, you have doctor's appointments, you get sick, something happens to your dog, you're just having one of those really busy weeks where you just can't seem to find the time to list, you know how to keep your store active, you know how to keep yourself alive and afloat, just quickly delist and relist a couple of things. It looks like activity and it looks like listings to eBay. It doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know you're sitting at the hospital or at the vet. Like, you can keep your store alive that way. Ask me how I know. I've had to do it many a time. It's not a long-term solution, though. Eventually it will catch up to you that you're not listing new things, but it's a short-term solution. Oh, that was specifically to Michelle. Okay. That wasn't for us. It wasn't for us. Valerie says she's updated photos on Etsy and had a sale within days. Yeah, it's just a simple refresh. You can do that on any platform, but I really suggest delist, relist. So I guess we're going to wrap it up. Do you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns about anything you saw in this video, reselling in general? I feel like I'm on one of my actual videos when I say that.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, you know what I always ask? Jill, your best advice for a new reseller?
My best advice for any reseller is to find community. Reselling is lonely. It's a one-person job most of the time, and not only the camaraderie and the having coworkers by finding community, but what you can learn on a daily basis. I learn something from somebody, even if it's about a new kind of product out there or something. But and there's tons of community out there. Just got to find the one that works for you.
That's really good advice. I like that advice, actually. One of the things I love about List Perfectly is the community. I say it's worth every penny I pay in the subscription to me just to have the community and the tribe that I do, not to mention the software I'm actually paying for. My advice, though, is, and I'm always trying to think of something new and different. It's really easy, especially in like shows like this or watching YouTube or scrolling on social media. It's easy to get bogged down in the minutia of running a reselling business, dealing with the platform changes and the shipping changes and all of everything's going to change. You're running a business, pivots happen. Just list. At the end of the day, just list something, because nothing actually helps your business run if you're not listing anything. So that's something I have to tell myself too. It's really easy to spend half an hour here or 15 minutes there doing all these things. But have you listed today? Just list, so, there you go.
List.
Yeah, I actually have a sticker. I didn't have it on my computer since I moved, but it says shut up and list. And at the end of the day, just before you get all into the minutia of everything, just make sure you are listing. I tell myself that all the time.
You guys hear me say it every week, but you know what? It bears repeating, and it's very important.
Find
your work-life balance. And a lot of people struggle with that. So I would say if you find yourself struggling to find your work-life balance, you should subscribe to this channel. And it's not just to toot my own horn, but a lot of my videos, 90% of them, are about creating good processes, creating good routines, sticking to a schedule. And what happens when you have really good routines and schedules and processes in place, you will be more productive and you will get more done in less time. And guess what that does? It frees up time so that you can go watch a Netflix show or go for a walk with your dog or go buy a hamster or go cook something or read a book. So yeah, if you really struggle to find your work-life balance, I would highly suggest at least subscribing to this channel and at least watching. I think it's Wednesdays. I do a lot of the motivational and organizational videos that really, really teach people how to get a really good grip on your time management and get really good boundaries between you and your life and your work, and free up that time so that you aren't always working and spinning your wheels and feeling like you're behind. That's like 90% of what I teach and talk about on this channel. I think it's a lot more important than just hashing over what sold and hauls and comps and whatever. Because at the end of the day, if you don't conquer that, you're going to get burned out. And then what the hell? What? We're doing this because of the freedom it allows us to have as our own bosses. I'm not burning myself out anymore. I had to when I worked for someone else, right? So, yes, Valerie. Actually, all of my 10th and Maine girls and I met because of Bliss Perfectly. And I met Jill because of Bliss Perfectly.
So did I.
That's probably the best. Yes, it's the best advice. And you need to find how to do it when you're new. You really need to find it when you're new, because when you're new and you're building, you do have to spend more hours and time working to build your business than where I'm at right now, where I'm just maintaining. I don't have to spend as much time. And yes, we're all going to be crazy in a couple of months.
I saw that it was the 25th and I'm like, oh.
All right. If you want to have a cool work hangout tomorrow night, I put a link in the chat. You can join me in the 10th Maine Girls at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be hanging out and working. Let me put their link trees in one more time so you know where to find Jill. And you will know where to find Kelly. I can't see. There. And you know where to find me. Thank you so much, Jill, for coming on. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
Thank you. I'll ask you back. You know it. You'll be back soon.
You just let me know when.
Kelly, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you as always. And everybody in the chat, if you watch this live or you're watching the replay, I know your time is valuable. So I appreciate you so much, more than you realize, spending that time with me and my friends, just chilling and talking about reselling. And if you're a reseller and you think you want to chill for about an hour and a half and just talk reselling, send me an email, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, and let me know you want to come on and we'll get you scheduled. Have a wonderful weekend. Take some time for yourself. Seriously. I don't just say work-life balance to be hyperbolic. It's a serious thing. You've got to find it. Have a wonderful weekend, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.